So let's go with random shit your daddy should have taught you. This is a big air conditioner, but air conditioners are all the same. Every once in a while, you gotta get yourself a garden hose with a sprayer and go outside to your condenser unit, the big unit outside of your house, and dust it off. See, what happens is all this ambient air gets sucked into this. What happens is dust and dirt and stuff sticks into this and creates like a blanket, so to speak. And what ends up happening is the air conditioner cannot breathe. It can't transfer air through here. And so what ends up happening is the refrigerant stops cooling down as much, it stops getting rid of as much of the heat, and it stresses the whole system out significantly. On top of that, it'll also blow capacitors and all that stuff. So, one of the most simple things you can do, other than changing your filter on your inside furnace, is to come out a couple of times a year. Like I like to do mine after all the cottonwood is fallen. But all I'm doing is I'm just spraying all these coils and blowing that dust off. This one, it actually wasn't too terribly bad. But sometimes it'll come off like a freaking wool blanket. Let me see. Turn this off real quick. Hold on to my phone. Okay. Let's see if we can check it. A little bit dirtier one. I just sprayed that one a little while ago. I have not done this one. Like I said, this is a big unit, so you won't have this kind of thing in your backyard, but you'll have something similar. Little air conditioner. If you notice, it's got a fan on the top, compressors. This is no different than standard air conditioners inside the house. This is just phone size. You can see on this one, there's some dust on there, dirt on there. I don't know how well you can see it. But all that stuff adds up. Let's see. Start at the top. Work it down. Nice and easy. So easy. I had my 9-year-old doing it yesterday. Actually on over there. It was having a little bit of issues, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess it's time to do that now. Not too hard. Spray, spray, spray. It's kind of hard on these to get back behind there just because there's plumbing in the way. But on a standard house unit, you have this black grate like this. You have that wrapped all the way around there, but you don't have to worry about going through pipes to your coil. Your coil should be on the outside. Now, I feel it. It's supposed to. Okay, let's see. Probably not very well, but ideally, you would actually take off that top cover, pull your fan out, and then blow it from the inside out to reverse the direction that your air is sucked in. So since the air gets sucked in this way, you blow it out this way with water, it helps out better. But a lot of people, they don't want to touch that. There's wiring and stuff, screws that get lost, all that. So you don't really have to do that as a Joe Blow homeowner unless you feel comfortable with it. But ideally, that's what you can do. And then see, also ideally, on your house, you can see how like there's foam on this pipe, on this pipe. Ideally, all of these big pipes should have foam wrapped around them. But clearly the sun heats them and destroys them like that. Any lines that are cold should have insulation wrapped around them. That just helps cool down your house or space, whatever, a hell of a lot easier. kind of like a koozie and a drink. Yeah, you keep it nice and cold for a little bit longer. And you can go to the hardware store and you can buy that pipe insulation stuff. Typically it's black, it's got a split in the middle of it with some yellow tape that you pull off, and it's sticky. That way it holds together. Whatever. Another thing you can do is at the end of the season, if you don't care about looks, at the end of the season you can go to Walmart, Dillon's, whatever, and you can actually buy pool noodles. Pool noodles for like swimming. And granted, they're all sorts of crazy colors sometimes, but you know, if you don't care, you don't care. And even that, putting that on there helps out significantly. Yeah, just a quick little thing. Let's see, go to another one real quick. Now, I'm not doing the absolute best job on the entire planet with this thing, but it gets the job done. I'll be out here probably in another month or two and do this again, just because this is the one that I just finished, and I want to get over there to that one. So that one's a big one, so it probably needs it. There's another big one, but come here, you damn hose. Ooh, yeah, see, like this one. Woo! Look at this bad mamma jamma. Hold on, let me get some hose over here. Look at that. So right now, she's trying to breathe all that junk. It's not gonna happen. Let's start freeing up this. So right now, with all of that on there, oh crap, dropped the phone. With all that crap on there, the refrigerant can't. Think about it like the radiator on your car. You have to have that circulation through there to cool down the car. Same with this, except this is doing refrigerant versus water and antifreeze in your car. So like right now, this has a big old ugly sweater, just starving of oxygen. So if we take this, you can picture that, go down, just a little bit. You can already start to see how big the difference that makes. So, go on about day, and as you push it down, my camera would focus. As you start pushing it down, it'll start creating little rolls and stuff. Yeah, it's not gonna work, but it's in there. You'll see it. It'll look like just little rolled dirt, kind of like rolled up dust bunnies. All I'm doing is I'm just spraying the ever-loving dog piss out of this. Don't forget up there. A lot of people do. Don't take much. Doesn't take much. This one is pretty dirty though. And see, I'm starting at the top and I'm working my way down, just kind of blowing it all down, letting gravity work with me here. Let me see if I can back that up a little bit. So for you at your house, just do one side at a time, nice and easy. Nice and easy. That's going all the way down to the bottom. You try to hit that very, very bottom edge. That way it'll blow out all that stuff. Turn this off. Okay. So now, let's see if I can do a comparison. That's what they all look like. That's when they got a little bit of overspray. top, all the way across the top. This way. Now a lot of people, they feel like this is too much work on their air conditioning. But little stuff like this makes a world of difference. If your air conditioner can't breathe or technically dissipate heat, it'll start to overload these compressors, and what'll happen is they have capacitors, kind of like a taser for a cop. It only takes like a 9-volt battery, but it'll send out a shit ton of voltage. So that's what a capacitor is. It's kind of like a weird battery. So it'll take, when it's turned off, it'll do nothing. It'll store a lot of energy. And then when you go to turn on your air conditioner, it'll hit it like a baseball bat with a whole bunch of battery power. And what that'll do is it'll jumpstart your compressor as well as your fan. So if the compressor has to work too hard, or if the fan has to work too hard, those capacitors are designed to fail. And they'll get what's called going pregnant. And what that means is they'll get all puffed up, and then they won't work right. I mean, and that's not an expensive thing. They're probably 45, 50 bucks maybe. But just by doing what I'm doing here, it will help eliminate that. Not completely, because, you know, parts fail, shit happens. But it'll help eliminate some of that. There's no reason to add undue stress to those things. They're gonna fail anyway. So we can clean this, change the filters. You'd be surprised how much it will save you a lot of money. Because hypothetically, the capacitor goes out on your home unit. Well, you ain't gonna fucking know that. And it never, ever, ever, ever goes out on a Monday morning at 8 a.m. No, it goes out on Saturday at like 7 p.m. when you realize it is scalding hot, and you end up having to pay a shit ton of money for somebody to come out and clean off the coil and replace the capacitor. That sucks. It sucks a lot. So, do this, help keep it clean, organized, bam. Like I said, pretty quick and easy. The first time after hay fever, or not hay fever, allergy season is about the worst. When all that damn pollen and stuff. Here, that's actually a good representation. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. There is a very clear, distinct line between the non. But all, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So if you do this right after all the stuff has stopped flying around for the most part, it helps out the best. Because what will happen is you'll do it, then all the cottonwood trees will drop all that BS, it'll clog it back up, but you're like, oh, well, I just did it 2 weeks ago. Mine's clean, but it's actually not because of all the daggum cottonwood crap. Ow. Maybe not. But yeah, pretty quick and easy. I'll see about doing a capacitor or something later. I don't know. That's another really common thing. I would show you filters on this, but it's completely different from what your house is. Most people know how to change out their filter. Ah, gross speck in there. But it's pretty gross. So yeah, again, you can see, here's a closer up view of all that insulation. That's all cold lines. So we want to keep that as cold as possible. The colder we can keep that insulated stuff, the better. Because the colder it gets, the coldest is right here at this compressor. Then it goes to your house or your car, whatever the case may be that you're working on. And so the more we can insulate this, the longer we can keep it cold,
colder it gets to in your house, the easier it is to drop the temperature in your house.
Figured I'd make a quick video on that, so there we go.